The shadow, the ego, and self-image. The ego, which is Freud's concept, is the protective mechanism we utilize to prevent us from experiencing pain, shame, humiliation, danger, and any other rotten thing that threatens our self-image, which ironically is what causes us pain, shame, and humiliation. Our ego is our identity. It's where we can be deeply wounded. Much like the shadow, the ego's purpose is to keep us safe. However, the rules and limiting beliefs created by the ego become prison bars as we get older. They limit us from our full potential, prevent us from changing, and from being truly self-aware. The ego is who you think you are. It's a construct, a self-image. It's what you tell yourself about yourself, in the negative and the positive. It's your identity. It's the you that you're conscious of. You're probably proud of these traits, as is part of you, even the negative ones. Like I can ask you, describe yourself in a sentence. You might say, well, I'm Susie. I love kids. Kids love me. I love cooking. Cooking loves me. I give the best back rubs. No, yeah, I'm a Tanner secretary at Burn the World Acquisitions and Mergers. Great. That's your identity. You have ego there, probably. The shadow is the parts of you that you do not identify with. It's what you reject or envy in others. The shadow is largely unconscious. The ego is more conscious. It's because it's what you think you are or what you think you need to be in order to survive in the world. The ego wants you to be what it thinks makes you safe, even if that's not true. And much like the shadow, when your ego boundary is butted up against, it can become reactive, hostile, destructive. It's the piece of you that believes with total certainty that you are a specific way, or you must be a specific way to survive. Anything that threatens that belief or image is bad. Example, you have a strong conviction that you're the world's sexiest man alive. It's how you define yourself. You oil yourself up with sandalwood essence and perform extraordinary glute acrobatics in large ornate mirrors mounted over your bed. On every wall, you are perfection. And that's fantastic. But what happens when you meet a man who somehow is even sexier? And not only that, but he's younger and he's richer. That cannot be. Your ego will seek to crush him, whether it's by trying to get outside opinions that you're indeed the sexiest one of all, or maybe you'll try to covertly control him, get to know him so that you can manipulate him. Or maybe he ends up working at the same job as you and he threatens your tenure there. You might have to quit. You might spiral out of control. Maybe your wife becomes friends with him. Oh my God, murderous delights will dance through your head as you inevitably spiral because all of your self-worth is tied up in your self-image. And to the same token, if your ego is wrapped up in more negative self-image, like say you identify as an unlucky fucker, a sad sack, you describe yourself as the world's unluckiest lady alive. Then when you experience information, opportunities to the contrary that appear in your life that could actually help you change, become happy, life could get better for you, skills, people like you, your ego will actively work to sabotage you, basically. So if you find yourself in these negative self-image loops, this is why, because your ego has positively identified with negative self-image. And to think of yourself and believe the opposite for you feels truly threatening. So everything you believe about yourself that's negative will start to manifest in your life because you need that reassurance. People don't like me. You're going to behave in a way unconsciously that makes people not like you. Are you starting to get it, honey?